Hello, nice to see you again on the Great Garden channel. Dear friends, I always share many different ways to grow and care for orchids so that you have more suitable choices. Today I share with you how to grow orchids on tree trunks in the garden to make your garden more vibrant and colorful. Orchids grown in a natural environment like this will always be healthy, have bright flower colors, and last a long time. In addition to American English, I also added subtitles in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, and Korean to help you understand the video more easily. Click on the gear icon in the right corner of the screen and select the appropriate language. Don't forget to leave a comment and let me know which country you are watching from. Now, let's explore. These are the orchids I bought from the store. To prevent them from rotting and quickly growing in the new environment, we will remove the soft plastic pots. Unlike the previous methods, we will keep their moss intact because the growing environment is outside in nature with low humidity. Remove these old leaves and torn leaves. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to support me and not miss any orchid care tips. Remove the rotten roots so they do not continue to spread to other roots. Moss will help retain moisture longer. However, it is necessary to disinfect the moss to remove excess fertilizer and fungi. Prepare a pot containing 5 liters of water. Add about 3 tablespoons of garden lime. Stir well until the lime is completely dissolved in the water. Then put the entire orchid in, soak the orchid in the lime. Solution to clean the rotten parts, creating conditions for new roots to grow. At the same time, the moss is also cleaned. Then soak the entire orchid for about 15 minutes. Then wipe the orchid leaves to remove dirt, fungi, and bacteria. Lime adds calcium, an essential nutrient to form new cells, helping orchids grow healthy, sturdy leaves and less pests. After 15 minutes, we take out the orchid and proceed to graft the orchid onto the tree trunk. First, we need to choose tree trunks with thick and rough bark like this, usually perennial trees, so that the orchid can cling to the roots and absorb nutrients. The thick bark will also help keep the roots moist better. Use a rope to tie the orchid back. I use a piece of net to prevent moss from falling out. This method imitates the natural life process of the orchid. After a while, the orchid roots have firmly attached to the tree trunk. We can remove this net and leave it alone. We will not water or fertilize for 5 days. If you are worried because the orchid does not grow roots, the buds are lazy to sprout, the leaves are yellow, even attacked by fungus and aphids, don't give up yet, because right in your kitchen, there are 2 ingredients that seem discarded, but are actually miracle cures for orchids. Let's start with the first method for orchid care today. To do this, I use a potato which you can easily find at home. I specifically use potato peels. The reason I use potato peels in this method is because potato peels contain a lot of vitamin C and also a lot of potassium. These substances are especially helpful for orchid leaves to recover and eliminate insects and diseases. Now I peel the potatoes and will cut them into small pieces. I highly recommend you to cut them like this, because when you cut this fertilizer into small pieces, the vitamins in it will dissolve into water faster. I separate the small pieces, cut the potato peels into small pieces, and put them in a glass bottle. I add boiling water to it. The boiling water will help it release the vitamins into the water faster. Cover it or use plastic wrap and let it sit overnight. Now, let's move on to the second recipe. We need garlic for this recipe. I used 5 to 6 cloves of garlic. You can chop the garlic with the skin. Garlic has high antioxidant properties. Thanks to its antioxidant properties, it will help your orchids and all the flowers in your house protected from insects, flies, and diseases, and also make the leaves and flowers healthier. If you watched my video up to here and liked it, you can press the like button right away. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, subscribe to support me. I would be happy if you share this video with your friends so that it reaches more people. Now, I put the chopped garlic in a glass bottle. I add boiling water again. and let it sit overnight. Yes, the 2 fertilizers that I left overnight are ready. I will show you how to combine the 2 fertilizers and use them for orchids. We filter both fertilizers. Then dilute them with 1.5 liters of plain water. Now I put this mixture in a spray bottle. And proceed to water the orchid grafted on the tree. You can spray this mixture not only on the leaves of the orchid, but also on the roots so that the orchid develops healthy and strong roots. The new roots that grow will be stronger and more sturdy. The orchid will immediately bloom again after a short time. Let's admire the beautiful flowers grafted onto the tree trunk. Do you want them to appear on the tree trunks growing in your garden? Try applying the method I just shared and let me know the results. And now, goodbye and see you again. Welcome to the Great Garden channel. Today I will share with you a new organic fertilizer that is very useful for orchids. Helps orchids grow healthy and grow many new roots. The plant will sprout and bloom many bright flowers. In addition to American English, I also added narration in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian to help you understand the video more easily. Click on the gear icon in the right corner of the screen and choose the appropriate language. Don't forget to leave a comment and let me know which country you are watching from. It's great that we can connect with each other from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell to support me and not miss any orchid care tips. To prepare this fertilizer, I use rice. 100 grams of rice poured into the pan. Turn on low heat and stir well for 3 minutes. Until the rice grains turn light yellow, like this. You put 3 spoons of roasted rice into the jar. Add 0.5 liters of boiling water. Cover and incubate for 3 to 5 hours to dissolve the nutrients into the water. 3 hours later, the nutrients have dissolved into the water. Take a jar of rice and stir. Well, then filter the rice water solution. Next is baking soda. You put 1/2 spoon of baking soda into the jar. Stir well until it is completely dissolved in the solution. Then continue to dilute with 1.5 liters of water to fertilize the orchid. First way, spray this fertilizer on the entire orchid plant. This method is similar to using foliar fertilizer. This liquid fertilizer has a high carbohydrate content that will help the plant increase its resistance and better withstand adverse environmental conditions. With abundant mineral content, such as carbohydrates, iron, magnesium, calcium, potassium, vitamins B1, B2, B6, C, E, and other trace elements will become a great source of nutrition for orchids. It also helps to disinfect the entire orchid. Promote strong plant growth, especially young plants. You should do this method 1 to 2 times a month. Second way, you water the base and roots of the orchid with this liquid fertilizer 1 to 2 times a month. Note that you need to water the orchid roots before fertilizing. This method helps to absorb fertilizer better. When roasting rice, starch is actually sugar that will be converted into simple sugars that have very good nutritional value for orchids. A small amount of vitamins will be lost, but we will get a large amount of nutrients, very easy to absorb for orchids, a very significant source of energy. In particular, it stimulates the plant to develop more roots, buds, and bloom more flowers. The flowers will be more brilliant and can stick to the branches for a long time before fading. Then take them out and leave them in a cool place to drain. The orchid roots will grow very well when applying this method. New roots continuously grow and penetrate every corner. A healthy root system will help the orchid bloom continuously. This fertilizer can also be used to water many different types of orchids. You should fertilize orchids 1 to 2 times a month to achieve the best growth effect. New flower buds will continuously grow. Rice water, especially rice water, contains many nutrients such as B vitamins, B1, B2, B6, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, and some other trace minerals. These substances help stimulate root growth, increase the ability to absorb water and nutrients for the plant. When using rice water to water or mist orchids, it supports the metabolism, helps orchid leaves to be greener, stronger, and promotes the plant to produce more buds and flowers. The stimulated orchid will grow many new roots and flower buds. And your flower garden will bloom simultaneously with many bright colors. Method 3. You use this fertilizer solution and clean both the top and bottom of each orchid leaf. Leaves will always be clean of dirt and harmful insects. Baking soda will help clean leaves, fungi, bacteria, and insects very well. Helps orchids increase resistance against pests. Leaves are wiped clean to open the stomata. The plant will photosynthesize and metabolize better. You should wipe the leaves of the orchid at least once a month for the plant to grow healthily. Soak the orchid roots in this water for 15 to 20 minutes so that the orchid roots can absorb more nutrients. After only 1 to 2 months of using this fertilizer, from the withered flower branches, many new flower branches will grow and bloom more brilliantly. The flowers will continuously bloom without stopping. The colors are bright and long-lasting. Hope you will like this fertilizer. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and share this video with everyone. I always share many different orchid care methods to give you more options, so don't take your eyes off the screen. Let's go to the next orchid care method.